Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, last day of July, July 31st, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Tonight on the TFCC call, we're going to unveil a powerful formula that we have now tested in the field, and the results have been, I dare use the word miraculous. And we should have the comparisons up on our website tonight. So that people can actually look at them and see the difference. Now, some of them you're going to go, I don't believe that. That can't happen. And remember, anything is possible. So, yeah. It'll be an educational format to kind of educate people on the applications and what this really is and what it really does for the body. See, when we decide, right, every one of us decide, whenever that may be, that we embrace deep trust in ourselves, in this universe, we will evolve as spiritual beings. But without it, we won't. And the counteraction of this, whatever we want to call it, fear, worry, stress, it's all combined. But what's the counter agent? What's the opposite of fear is trust. Now, unfortunately, because of our programming, many of us don't trust ourselves and don't trust the universe. Planets become quite cynical. I'm sure you've seen it, where compared to like 100 years ago, people don't give the benefit of the doubt. They're cynical, they're negative, they're pessimistic. They think everything is going to get them or something bad's going to happen. And why is that? Well, society has been painted so much that it's directed people into a chaos, if you will, direction of existence. Belief mechanisms are scattered in every direction. So it gives people to embrace the ego, because the ego is insecure and is always stressing and worrying. And it has to be right all the time. So you remember that when you have any form of fear, which can come in worry and stress and anxiety, you have the option of trusting. You trust yourself, number one. And then you trust yourself, you trust the universe, 100%. One might say, well, how can I be the universe? The universe is massive. I'm like a little speck. How can I be the universe and the universe is me? Well, you're the essence of the universe. So you are the universe. Doesn't matter if you're a speck or a drop or whatever. You carry the essence of this universe. So you are the universe, and the universe is you. It's not about size. See, we've been so programmed about so many things. And the power in that is that we are the source. We are source creation. So we consciously create. Okay? The universe provides the canvas for us to paint anything we want on it. So we create it. How do we do that? Well, in cooperation with the universe will put it in motion. That's when we are in the heart-mind. In the head, operating from the head is dicey, to say the least, because most of the time we're not going to manifest anything we desire. So what is it? Well, you suffer. You're pain, suffering, disappointment, being let down, lots of things. And none of us have been exempt from that in this lifetime and other lifetimes. But when you set your intent coming from a place of power, the God that you are, through the heart-mind, you have, and there's no doubt with you. You have no doubt. It doesn't exist. That's 100% trust and faith and confidence. It has nothing to do with the ego mind. So you already know it's there. You already know you have it. And you don't, after that, it's over. You're done with it. It's going to take care of itself. Okay? But in the ego mind, we don't let it go. We keep messing with it and visiting it and that type of thing. And then we grow expectations and attachments with it, the outcome. And then it doesn't happen, and then I've seen some people totally devastated. But when you do it with that confidence, trust, and faith within yourself, 100%, there's no doubt. It's a matter of fact. It's through the heart mind. And so it manifests, period. You aren't concerned about when, where, how. You just know it's in process, and it'll be there. Right? Now, the surprise is that a lot of the times the universe gives you even more than what you requested. And this has been going on. We know this on this planet. What did we have? We had motivational speakers. Then we had life coaches. I don't know what they call them now. But people that had avenues and operations. I mean, Dale Carnegie, some of you might remember him. All these motivational speakers that would travel around and excite people and, tell them certain things, and people could apply them. Well, what happened? Well, there's not a lot of those left anymore. Still some out there. But the point is for you to discover for yourself, and it isn't a race. I'll get messages where people say, I'm slow and it's taken me a lot longer. And it has no bearing on speed. The fact is that you're doing it. You've decided to embrace it. That's the key. That's the major jump. Acceleration, advancement. That's the major thing. And remember, there's no right or wrong. We've done that to ourselves in this society, on this planet, how we've been trained and taught. So, you imagine what that would be like for you. That you have 100% trust, confidence, and faith in yourself at all times. It's unmoving. It's not affected. Okay? It doesn't matter what the ego mind does. Because you drop into the heart mind, the ego mind doesn't exist there. And you determine, and you send it. It's a matter of fact. It's like one might say, how do you know this is going to happen? I just know. Okay? I just know it will. And it does. But you got all these doubting Thomases all over the place. They're always doubting, always, no. Which does affect a lot of people when you're around people that are always doubting. And when you drop all that away, that all disappears when you have 100% trust, confidence, and faith in yourself and this universe. And you know the difference between being in the heart mind and the ego mind. You know the difference. So therefore, you can choose, and you will, which one? Which one are you going to reside in? To me, it's a no-brainer. Heart mind. Now, it doesn't mean you're always there in the heart mind. Sometimes you get pulled out because of certain circumstances, and you fall back into the ego mind, but you're aware of it, see? So you say, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to go back into the heart mind. After a while, you pretty much are more in the heart mind than the ego mind. You're still in the ego mind, but nowhere near as what you used to be. And then as time goes by, eventually, you've mastered the ego mind, then you use it as your servant, and then eventually it's gone. It's like when we become more aware how trust is a choice. It's not something that comes in or anything. It's a choice for us. We discover our power to either expand or contract our experience of this life each moment. And this is a huge power, and it enables us to become the spiritual masters of our destiny. We no longer fear this life. Yet, we embrace it all. And see, we're gaining trust with ourselves. As we gain more trusting momentum, we are able to remain only in the trust vibration for longer periods of time. And we understand how to skyrocket our consciousness in a matter of minutes and eventually catapult our lives into the fifth dimensional realm of the divine. That's a new earth. Trust is the magical gateway to our true unlimited nature, as it transcends the ego and opens the door to our most enlightened state of consciousness. Now, as Ramana quotes, the self is like the screen and the world is like the picture on it. You can see the picture only so long as there is a screen. But when the seer himself becomes the screen, only the self remains. Now, what is it when you look around as a watcher on everything? You're not judging, you're looking at everything through the heart mind so that you can learn to master you, to master your ego mind, to master your thoughts. We don't do things because of what? Well, there's things that we would like to do, but then the ego mind pulls us back because of this. It's an unknown, right? And because of our programming, we immediately jump to fear. It pulls us back. We go, no, I'm not. What can little old me do? Okay, that's ego mind. And that's everything in this life. It holds you back. There's one element for all of us that through this lifetime so far, we have been held back by ourselves. Nobody else. By how we perceive, interpret, and how we embrace or don't embrace things. That's it. It's not like there's somebody or something that's outside of us that's doing this to us. We're doing it. And, from time to time, you'll say, I wonder what would happen if I would have gone ahead with that. You've heard the term leap of faith. A lot of us are beginning to understand is that you've got to take a leap of faith. Cannot sit in this incubator forever. We've got to be able to take a leap of faith. We've got to start looking at this and say that, wait a minute here. This life is temporary. I'm about to enjoy this life. Doesn't matter where you're at, what you're doing, what you have at all. That's all ego mind. It's about how you feel about you, genuinely. That is the crucial step into the spiritual existence. And many of us, now, no, it's not like there's a whole bunch of us out there that know exactly how you are and how you feel about yourself. But you do. Okay? Hence, multiple masks that many of us tend to portray. In other words, versions of ourselves to satisfy society. So those were the masks. Come on. Mask just means that you aren't being you. You're being something else, someone else in this situation. Because you believe this is how you would be better accepted by portraying whatever it is that this particular group of people would accept. Why is that? It's a conditioning because we're worried that we will not be accepted in many different situations. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's front and center. It just means that we kind of gravitate to say, well, if I put this on or I wear this, man, they're going to laugh at me. They're going to think I'm a nutcase. I can't do that. I would really like to, but I'm not going to. Okay. This is where you've heard me mention black sheep. They make black sheep sound like bad thing. Well, who's they? The society. They're black sheep. Oh, they're a black sheep. You know that Al? He's a black sheep. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Because you're not in the norm. The norm is what? Like a good little sheep in the rat race, keep walking forward. Scurry along. You'll get there eventually. What do black sheep do? They say, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not interested in this. I've done it long enough. I'm stepping out. And I'm going to go my own direction. And I believe that we're experiencing more of that than any time in the past on this planet. Yeah, there is a misconception because you hear this all the time. We've heard it for years and years and years and years. That in this now moment, more people are waking up than ever before. Okay? Well, not really. It's just that the information that's being spewed out there about the corruption and about all the things that were hidden before are no longer hidden. They're like right in people's faces, which is a positive thing because now, for ourselves, we're learning the truth. All you got to do is look around. You can see the charades, right? You can see that, oh, but... And then you look and say, what was this for? Why did this happen? What's the purpose of it? Well, when you look at society and you look at the social structure, just in this country alone, you're going to realize that there's only certain things. You've done it with friends and relatives and neighbors where you kind of get in a conversation. You're aware to a certain extent. And you kind of know all this buffoonery and everything. So you get in a conversation where you mention something, right? And then the response is, yeah, that's kind of strange, isn't it? So you figure that, well, maybe they're somewhat aware. Maybe they have some awareness. So I'll go a little bit further. Right? And you go a little bit further, and they go, and you can tell. They stiffen up, and they get that look where you go, oh, okay, they're not awake. And if they're not awake, it's like you just flood them with love and move on. Because they're not going to do it. All it does is pull you back in ego mind. And we have such opportunity, because this is all about you. You've heard me say it millions of times. You determine who and what you are. You go within. you begin to have a wonderful, intimate relationship with yourself. Not ridiculing yourself, cutting yourself down, not liking yourself, bashing yourself. It's crazy. And so you do the flip side of that, you love yourself. You care for yourself. You're happy with yourself. And then you begin to say, why would I care to be attached to anything or expectations? I expect this to happen in the next 24 hours. Right? Most of the time, nothing happens. And we suffer because we thought it would happen and it didn't happen. This goes on all the time. When do you think you'll have that done? Oh, probably tomorrow by about 2. Well, great, okay. And 2 rolls around next day. And it's not done. Now what you've done is you've made plans, right? Because then it would be ready for you. But then it's not ready for you. And so those plans you made go out the window. And then you worry, stress, and fear on what other people are going to think of you because you set this up based upon your expectations of the outcome of whatever it was that was going to be ready for you. Now, heart-minded wise is, it's okay. If it is, it is, and if it isn't, it isn't. That's letting go. That is surrendering. Now, something that you really, really, really desire, want, and you say to yourself, it'll be absolutely fantastic, stupendous, miraculous if this does happen. And it's okay if it doesn't. You see what's happened there? You let go. It's not like you don't care to have it. It's that it's going to come to you. So you put that power out there, that energy, and it's automatic. You already know. So you don't go back and you don't worry, stress, and fear about it. I wonder if it's really going to happen. What if it doesn't happen? That's ego mind. It's just like this planet in this very moment. Okay, we look around, we watch things, and we don't get into them most of the time. And so we stay out of it, but we watch it and we learn every split second. And so you see things that can be shifted, changed. And they're illusion, but this is all a big ball of adventure for all of us. It really is. So you go, well, I would like to see this instead of that. And so you're in your heart mind, and you send that, you send it. And it begins to materialize because you have trust, faith, and confidence in yourself and the universe. It's no big deal. It's a no-brainer. And then it happens. Isn't that great? But we're breaking habits. We're eliminating our habits of lifetimes is what's really going on. Okay? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that we all have total recall of all of our past lives. Not directly. We do draw on them, but we aren't aware that we draw on them. And this is why some of the things come in that answer our questions, or that we do things that we didn't know we could do, and we do them very well. This is all from past lives. And we're not there yet with having that veil totally gone. And you can pick and choose any life you want to take a look at. But see, here's a crucial point. Until you've embraced who and what you are, you're the God in the body, the pure consciousness. The heart mind is where to reside, not the ego mind. You know that the ego mind, all that stuff is an illusion. And then you begin to master the ego mind, and you're mastering your thoughts. These are all crucial elements. You can't skip them. There's no shortcut. I believe a lot of people think there's a shortcut. It's been going on for eons where they think there's a shortcut, so they're going to take the shortcut so it's quicker, right? They don't have to spend much time on it. And it doesn't work. It never has. So then you begin to move yourself up consciously, knowingly. And you begin to discover things about you. No judgment or anything. You say to yourself, I should be able to do this. And the next thing you know, you're doing it. It's not about competing, being better. That's all ego mind. Like when you enjoy things, you enjoy them for you, not for everybody else. But a lot of people get caught up in that. They enjoy things, but they also want everybody else to go, wow, oh boy, look at them. So what do? We start to learn, which we're doing every split second. You say to yourself, I'm doing this for me. This is why I enjoy this. I'm not doing it to impress anybody. I'm doing it because I like it. So that's why I do it. And I enjoy it. And for me, that's a good thing. Not what everybody else says. See, that's where that crap comes in. And, it comes in, it's kind of like stealthily at times. And then it just starts raiding on your parade. You start going, you know what I mean? It goes off, and then it's pretty much toast. But this is all about knowing oneself. It really is. Not superficial, but deep within. You know your pure consciousness. You know you're the God. You know that you're the source creator. That you're the kingdom of God. That you're the heaven. That you're the omnipotently powerful supreme being that never dies. That temporarily houses itself in a physical organic body to experience a physical material life temporarily. Okay? It's like you go sightseeing, right? You're going to look at places you've never been before, and you're looking, and you enjoy it. And that's it. Temporary. You don't say, I'm going to live here now. Not once in a while someone will say that, but you'll say, okay, I'm done. So you don't go, I'm going to live here. All right. I'm not going back home to live here. But you enjoy it, and that's it. And you leave, and it's done. You take a 2-week or whatever vacation, right? You enjoy it, and then it's done. It's over. We have these abilities, all of us do, that we can pick and choose and not feel guilty through the ego mind and not feel apprehensive. The universe would not ever steer you in the wrong direction, ever, period. It always has your back, 24/7. It will always have your back. Why do you think it's here? It will never let you down. Yeah, I'm using the word never. It will never let you down. It is your best friend by far. And you begin to communicate with it. Okay? And then you'll start noticing things. There's 3 universal numbers. Okay? 3, 6, 9. Why are they called universal numbers? They make everything work. They are part of the abundance, the prosperity, the well-being, the happiness, the joy, Doesn't it make sense that we would have those? But the majority of the population on this planet doesn't have a clue about them. Zero. To them, they're just numbers. But any combination thereof, 3, 6, 9, you're in the driver's seat. And and then once you start focusing on it, it starts showing up everywhere. As long as you're aware, you'll notice it. And you say, hey, universe, thanks for reminding me. Thank you. We have so many people might say, well, then we have magical powers. Well, if you want to call it that, fine. We all do. It's not like a three, oh, wow, look at what they can do. We all have this power because we are this power. We can manifest anything we choose. But as I've shared, there are things that stop us because we allow it to stop us because of our beliefs, how we were trained, how we were raised, how we were programmed. It's deeply embedded in us. So you're kind of like, okay. But it's the knowing, it's being aware. A great quote from a Vedic sage: to not value the gift of a human incarnation is like trading a diamond for a head of cabbage. And when you start embracing this because you choose to, you'll know every single time that the opposite of fear is trust. Not love, it's trust. And then you begin to embrace that and practice it, and the rest is history, is the past. Now you are, just in the quiet time of this meditation, you see yourself, okay, is that the spiritual power we receive from the trust vibration is absolutely off the charts. Total trust effortlessly engulfs all kinds of egoic negativity, all kinds, that may try to dominate any room. With a being who has 100% unshakable trust, when this happens, when they enter any community, it is so penetrating and contagious that everyone's ego eventually falls into either embarrassment or humility. Now, when this group of people all simultaneously begin choosing trust over fear, you can feel this giddy, enlightening joy exponentially expanding through everyone's lives. The group energy becomes more relaxed and at ease with their life, their future, and everything as it is. And to remember also that fear is not a bad thing. It's just not something any of us want behind making any of our decisions. And how many of us, on a pretty much a daily basis on this planet, with everything looking like chaos, what do we choose? Well, when we make fear-based decisions, A lot of us do this too. What's going to happen? We're going to have fear-based outcomes every single time. You see like a grain of sand, right? You walk on it, you see it. Not a big deal, is it? No. But what happens when one grain of sand gets caught in your eye? You ever had that happen? Feels like sand. Could be dirt, anything, some kind of, and it gets your eye. No matter what you do, you seem to exacerbate it. It won't come out. And your eye starts watering, starts turning red, irritate, and you're trying. You could be talking with someone. You ever done that? All of a sudden, you rub your eye, and you go, oh, this guy, and then they go, "You all right?" You go, "No, I got something in my eye," and all your attention goes to getting that out of your eye. Okay. You say to yourself, "Well, I trust I'll be able to get it out. It'll come out." Right. You see, some people will sit there and go, "Wow, I'm going to just wipe it out. I'll wipe out fear. I won't have it at all in my life." So they avoid it, or they attempt to delete it completely from their life. It will inevitably sneak back in when your guard is down. And all it's for is to wake you up. So that's what it's about. That's our wake up. It's our poker. Yeah. When you have fear, it's a wake up call. You go, okay. And you're always coming from your ego when you walk the path of fear. The reason we talk about this is because look at the planet right now. Look at the transition going on. You imagine all the people, all of our brothers and sisters that are asleep, what they're experiencing? So their ego is always feeling either superior or inferior. And what happens is that those that succumb to it become very controlling and judgmental. Sound familiar? Most of the people on this planet are living in the ego. And that what happens is that they become narrow-minded and completely unaware that they are abiding in a very small, limiting truth. You know that you are living from ego because you feel constantly unsatisfied, perpetually searching for the next fantastic thing or a new pleasure to escape into. That's why we live in ego. That's why the people that live in ego. And the really, it sticks to only what is comfortable and often feels caught in needing to protect itself from our emotions and feelings. It is always always new ways to hide or shine because it does not trust our inner light will always be there to guide us through the darkness. One might ask, well, then how will I know through this journey and this adventure, how will I know? You'll know when there is no desire to dominate, no desire to cling, no desire to possess, all right? And the ego starts evaporating. How many of us, right in this very now moment on this planet, or in it, are at that stage when there is no desire to dominate? So those who have no desire to dominate anymore, control, have power, no desire to cling by being worried, stressful, fearful, and hanging on to things in people. No desire to possess, to have, to want. You know, look at me. We must be more sensitive with ourselves. Okay? And that's in order to always trust over fear. We need to take a more sensitive approach to feeling into ourselves so we can see when we are in a state, what state are you in? What state are you in this very moment? Is it trust or fear? You can check in any moment of your day, all of us, whenever, about what is going on in the area around your heart and chest. Now, if it feels expansive and light, you're in a state of trust. And if it feels tight and heavy, you're holding on to fear. These are all signals the body will give you. And the general feeling you carry in your chest is your trust barometer to see what types of choices you're making every day. Are they coming from the heart or are they coming from the ego? See, when we tend to want to control everything and force our way through this life, we have a tendency to live in this hurry-it-up mode, rushing through each sacred experience, missing out on the small precious moments where it could have felt as heavenly angels were present. And when we trust, say, when trust does not become a natural response to life, we become afraid to make decisions. We stop taking risks. We feel stuck in some weird emotional prison and perpetually unhappy for no reason at all. And then, and fear is more important than trust, we feel like a failure in this life. Instead of simply removing the small speck of sand from our own eye, we spend our time trying to change ourselves, others, in the outer world. Once we discover how to trust in the experience of trust, a bigger truth takes over our lives, and the walls of our fearful, boxed-in life slowly fall away. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy, deep, slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still and focused on your breath rising and falling. Reject anyone who doesn't honor your divine nature. If you happen to meet anyone on your journey through this life who says that you are not holy, sacred, and deeply divine, turn around, walk away. You are. All of us are. Truly magnificent. And it is our purpose to know this truth deeply, intimately, and in our heart of hearts. No matter what anyone believes or says, your heart and soul are always more intelligent and divine than anything that anybody can describe. It's good to know that the more often you can relax into your heart, the juicier your life will become. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning. We'll return here tonight, the Time for Change call, at a little after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. And Thursday, August 1, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening within you or outside of you. Open your heart. Allow the magic to flow in.